Talk about the ground truth. I mean, the political reality seems to be that Joe Biden's coalition now includes a whole lot of people who look to Stanley McChrystal and Mark Roscoe as sort of the old normal figures in politics that you know, they didn't mind that Trump was crass. They didn't mind maybe that Trump was more plain spoken, but they didn't want him to break democracy itself.
Yeah, look, you are seeing a significant movement. This is who we're talking to at RVAT. You saw in a recent poll in Pennsylvania, right, 22% of people in suburban Philly and suburban Pittsburgh who identify as Republicans were voting for Joe Biden. So you are seeing movement on the ground. This is real. Yeah. But I do need to comment on something that Bob said here, and that was in that New York Times story. I'm just so sick and tired of these people who are expressing unease privately on background to Bob. Like, honestly, I wish they would just say that they like it. Because it's been 5 years now. You know exactly what you're getting with this president. He has defended white supremacists time and time again since he came down the damn escalator. I can't tolerate this sense of, oh, I'm being uneasy, or, oh, I wish in the next debate he would phrase things better. This is Donald Trump. If Donald Trump wants to condemn somebody, he'll condemn them. He calls us human scum, Nicole. You know, he calls Joe Scarborough a psycho and a murderer. Like, saying sure is not a condemnation. Saying there are fine people on both sides is not a condemnation. You know who he is. If he wanted to condemn them, he would. He doesn't want to condemn them because he likes them, because they're voting for him. So that's it. If you want to be on board with him and on the white supremacists, then be on board with them. But don't, like, whisper to Bob that you're uneasy. Give me a break.
Bob, I want to bring you back in. Yeah, go ahead. Please, go ahead.
No, just real quick. Tim brings up an important point. There really is an aversion among many Republicans who are in Congress to having any kind of in-depth conversation on race. They'd rather talk about the transactional nature of their relationship. They're getting Supreme Court nominees in exchange, maybe economic policy they like. But when you bring up race, the blinds come down, and they would just rather shrug off the question.
Well, you know,
they'd rather shrug off the question because they're supporting the white. Nicole, sorry, they'd rather shrug off the question because they're supporting a guy that defends white supremacists. That's why they're shrugging off the question, because they don't want to admit it. Because they don't want to. It's not okay to look in the mirror to talk to your friends at the country club in Fairfax and say that I'm supporting a white supremacist candidate. But that's what they're doing. I mean, Donald Trump has had a million chances to condemn white supremacists, to call them the same names he calls all of us in the media, and never-Trumpers and immigrants. Like, that's why they don't want to talk about it. They're ashamed. They should be.
Elizabeth Newman, I wanted to bring you into the conversation. I want to keep it going, though. And all I was going to add was I think you see the most political deterioration for Donald Trump among independent and Republican women. And if you have kids that have any awareness of the racial reckoning that went on this summer, and all of our kids most of them are still home. They were all home this summer. It is impossible to explain Donald Trump's ongoing refusal to condemn white supremacists. What do you make, not just of the state of the Republican Party today in its image as Donald Trump's lackeys and sycophants as carrying his water, and if it's transactional for the Supreme Court pick, that stain of embracing a racist will not wash away ever. How do you think that filters down to the electorate 33 days out?
Yeah, I think we're all fed up, right? Like, it's time. I want to be able to focus on my kids. I want to go to Little League. I don't want to have to be careful around friends for saying the wrong thing about not being supportive around Trump. We want to move on with our lives. And sadly, this president is so dangerous that we can't. We have work to do to be able to save our country, quite frankly. That's how dire a situation we are in. But I want to echo what Tim is saying. Now is the time to come and speak out. This isn't an election about your policy preferences. This isn't an election about maintaining power. This isn't even an election about siding with the racist. His comments on Tuesday night are going to lead to more violence. You are now siding with somebody who is a violent defiance of their oath of office to protect the country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. You cannot continue to support a man who is treasonous in carrying out his duties. This is dangerous, and it needs to stop.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.